Hi, my name is Courtney Unruh, and this is my introductory video for data analysis and assessment. I grew up in a small town just north of Wichita, Kansas. In Heston, Kansas, we are home of the Swathers, and usually people ask me right after that, what is a Swather? So I put a picture of my mascot, our mean machine, as we call it, and it's kind of the little cartoon version, but a Swather is a piece of farm equipment that was invented in Heston, so kind of adapted it as our mascot, and it stuck. So kind of unique. I went to Heston College and completed my associate's degree there, and then I traveled out east to Eastern Mennonite University in Harrisonburg, Virginia to complete my undergraduate degree. And I stayed out east for a couple years and worked and went to school, and then decided when it was time to find a teaching job that I wanted to come back in the area. And so I moved back to Heston and looked for teaching jobs. I like to spend my summers outside. I enjoy doing things outdoors. So in the summer, I coordinate the town swim lesson program at the pool. And that's kind of fun. We just had our first day of lessons today. So that was a lot of fun to see kids at the pool enjoying their summer. And then I am getting married next June. We just had like our 1 year away date that we celebrated just this past weekend, and that was pretty exciting. So I'm excited to start that chapter in my life as well. I just completed my 5th year of teaching, and I've kind of had an interesting teaching journey. I taught grades 1 through, or my first 3 years, I taught 6th grade in Hutchinson, Kansas. And my first year, I taught in a completely self contained classroom. And then my teaching partner and I helped to kind of kickstart the school and the district to move towards departmentalizing the 6th grade classrooms across the district. And we kind of headed that movement and kind of got the ball rolling. And then the other schools followed and learned from what we did. And so that was kind of fun to start that. I taught math and science only then, my second and third year. So that was a big change that we implemented. And then kind of got tired of driving a long commute. So in my 4th year, I got a job teaching 4th grade in Newton, Kansas. And I worked at a school with a fully functioning farm on site, which is a really unique experience for both me and my students. The students would do chores every day, so we took care of the animals. We helped to grow plants. I learned a lot about agriculture that I didn't know, and that was a really neat experience and kind of fun to have in my back pocket. And then this past year, I got a job teaching 4th grade at Heston Elementary School, my home school where I went to elementary school and where my family still lives here in town and is a big part of this community. And so it's been really nice to be back home and teaching where I'm from. I also coach the high school cheerleading team. And so I stay busy with football and basketball games as well. My goals for teaching, I look forward to continuing to teach 4th grade for the foreseeable future. This will be my first year where this coming year will be the first year I am teaching in the same classroom at the same school, the same grade level, and with the same teaching partners as the year before. I've kind of had like a wild journey, so I'm excited to have some consistency. I'm excited to learn a lot moving forward about Heston and feel like I'm settled in a place where I'm happy, I love what I'm teaching, and I love who I'm working with. And so that's kind of been a big part of my journey. I am super passionate about social emotional education in the classroom, and I am part of my district's social emotional learning team that we kind of co-founded this year, we use a program called Character Strong, and I have loved using it in my classroom and loved helping the school begin to implement it. We've done some really cool things with it, and we're excited to do year 2 with it next year. So I look forward to completing my master's degree in a couple years, and then I would love to eventually work on becoming either a school librarian or a public librarian. I just have a desire to coordinate reading programs and develop a culture of reading throughout the school or town. Um, Ideally, that would be here in Heston, but I'm kind of open to whatever opportunities, life takes me in. All right, so let's focus on Heston Elementary School. Heston Elementary School is, I would say, data-driven instruction is very important to them, and I have learned so much this year that my other schools haven't necessarily had data as maybe the highest priority. So we use Ames Web and have a fall, winter, and spring screening data. And then we analyze that data school-wide, and that has been really interesting for me to kind of look at how that looks from start to finish. And it was super rewarding also to, see how many students we had at grade level at the beginning of the year and the growth we were able to make throughout the year just at each grade level. It was pretty awesome. I also work really hard with my team to provide daily instruction that is determined by students' understanding. And then we do look at data pretty much daily with our 4th grade team. We work together to decide what instruction is going to be taught, what is going to meet our students' needs. At a school level, we meet weekly, sometimes bi-weekly with our early intervention team, which would be probably similar to PLCs that I think other schools use. And our school has the mindset of that this is a group effort and no one is in this alone. So we work with our grade level teachers, the principal, counselor, and the reading interventionists are always at those meetings. We are looking at progress monitoring data to make sure that a student doesn't slip through the cracks. And then we also use that time to decide if a care team is needed, which would be moving into the next phase of bringing parents and other building personnel together to look at data and make decisions about individual students. So it's been a more intricate process to learn than what I've been used to, but it's been, I think, really, really well done. We also have Title I groups for both reading and math, and those change based on student progress and how students are doing in the classroom. So my personal knowledge of data use this year has been new school, so a new way of interpreting data. So I felt like I was a sponge, and I've just been absorbing lots of new information and learning pretty intricate data-driven process that Heston has. And I hope that I have been able to, I know I have been able to continue to use the formal and informal assessments that I have used previously. And then progress monitoring has been really important to help see how students are progressing between different screeners that we give. And then finally, my plan for personal growth when it comes to data is kind of moving from this year of a lot of learning for me into hopefully helping my team interpret the best ways to use our data when driving instruction. It was really interesting to see our math data this year and how a strong, consistent math curriculum has really helped improve our data and just our student ability. And it was really exciting to see that at the end of the year we had such a high percentage of students meeting grade level for math. Reading, on the other hand, wasn't quite the same consistently throughout the school, and So we are looking forward to implementing a new reading curriculum this year that will hopefully help us to correlate our teaching and our instruction based on what students need and based on what we've seen in the data. So I'm excited to implement that with my team and with my school this year. And I'm excited to learn a lot through this course. So, thank you.